Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is entitled The Turquoise Car. Back when I was in college, this is pushing 1997 to 1998, somewhere in there, first year of college. I had my old Chevy. And I had classes at the day, whatever day this was. I had a couple of morning classes and then a break, and then I'd have like an afternoon class, and there was never any parking at college. And because of that, I would not leave that parking lot. If I was hungry, I would stay hungry, because I wasn't going to go to their shitty food court, and I didn't want to go to the McDonald's out on the main road because I'll never get a fucking parking spot, and I got to be back for my afternoon class. So I just sit there in my car, listen to the radio, study something. Oh, well, you could go to the library. No, I sat in my car. That's what I did. I didn't want to associate with anybody or anything. I'm a loner, so that was that. So I'd sit in my car. Well, anyway, 8 in the morning, whatever time, 9 in the morning, doesn't make a difference. I roll up, and I found a parking spot, and I parked next to this turquoise car. I don't remember what kind of car it was. It's inconsequential. But I parked next to this turquoise car. I pull in the parking spot, throw her in park. Yes, it had a column shifter. And I glance out the window. The car's parked to my left. And I glance out the window, and I noticed that whoever drove this car had come into the parking spot and turned in this way, and I'm parked here. So her wheels were turned all the way to the left. If, and I say she because I found out it was a she, if she went to back out of the spot, she would have rammed into my car. Well, I said, anybody would know that when you start backing out, if you're going crooked, you don't have your wheels straight, and fix it. Fine. I go to classes, I get back, sitting in the car, studying, listening to the radio, whatever it was, and she comes back to her car. Gets in her car, I'm sitting in mine, starts it up, puts it in reverse, looks back, and starts backing out. She starts backing up and is coming ever closer, ever closer, ever closer to my car. Then she says, wait, something's not right. And she turns and faces forward and says, oh, my wheel is turned. Puts it in drive, turns the wheel more to the left to correct the problem, and basically took 2 steps, one step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. She's back in exactly the same spot where she started. Wheels are still turned, and she puts it back in reverse. She's pulled back in the spot right where she was before, puts it back in reverse, and proceeds to make the same mistake. I'm sitting in my car, and I'm watching the mirror, and I watched as she backed out and backed out and backed out and hit my car. She hit the back wheel well of the car. Now, on the old Chevy, it had a chrome trim ring on there. That's what she hit, because the fender sort of flared out a little bit there as part of the design of the car, and then there was the chrome trim ring there. So she hits the car, so I get jostled like that, and figures, oh, she just tapped it, just grazed it, and steps on the gas and backs out and scrapes my car, and you hear crunch. I get out of my car. And I said, What the fuck do you think you're doing? You just hit my car. And she looks at me. I said, I don't care what you did to me, but you just cracked your fucking turn signal off. And indeed she did. She cracked the fucking turn signal marker right off the car. It was hanging by the wire. The damage to the old Chevy, the chrome trim ring was sort of flattened a bit, and some scuffs on it, which I was able to pretty much wipe off. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't care. It was a beater. That was that. But I said to her, I said, you better get the fuck out of here before I call the cops. And indeed, she put it in drive and fucking drove off. Weeks later, I happened to be walking through the parking lot and saw her car, and the light is duct taped in. People cannot fucking drive for the life of them. Like I said, I saw the wheel was turned. I said, this is not a good place to park. And I said, but anybody should realize that their wheel is turned and be able to fix that. And she almost did, but I guess being new and inexperienced as a driver, no clue. Don't know whatever happened to her or her car. That was the one only other time I saw it. And that was that. So I had a scuffed up, flattened chrome trim ring. And she had a cracked off signal, turn signal light on her car. All because couldn't put the wheel straight. I don't know. Just one of those old war stories that's under the belt that you'll never live down. Just one of those things. And of course you're all going to say, well, why didn't you, when you saw that, why didn't you just park in another spot? Because there were no other spots. I was lucky to get that one. And I don't think I've told the other college old war stories about that, but indeed, there were many college drivers that had no clue what was going on. Be careful out there, because some millennial has a cell phone. Okay, fine. Yeah, millennials are old and grown up and have families and houses now. Sure they do. So there's a lot of Gen Zers out there with phones who are texting while driving. So be careful out there. It's dangerous. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. And take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.